Well, I'm funny how? It ain't funny like I'm a clown and amuse you.
Oh, it's good to be back.
I'm the guy who does his job. You must be the other guy.
Yeah, maybe after 9/11 where everybody got so sensitive. Thanks a lot, Bin Laden.
Hello, you don't know? It means all those fuckers know.
I'm as tired as hell, but I'm not going to take this anymore.
You can't handle the truth.
The time has come. Execute Order 66.
The Bin Laden one killed me. Appreciate that one. Welcome to the show. I'm glad that everybody can be here on this. Shut the fuck up, Lucas. You're the first person in the chat. I'm just glad everybody can be here. The internet has not.
To be fair, that is a comment from legitimately 50 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. At least you're giving me views if you keep it on. Again, we're here. The internet did not blow up today with all this drama that has happened. The show that I don't care if you keep your hands on the screen and you're all honest and trustworthy people. So that's that's woohoo. So we're doing director, actor, and actresses combo. I don't know how many. I don't think there's a lot of females that made this list, but we'll see. We got Lucas here. Lucas,
what's up?
How are you doing?
I'd like to thank White Clocks for sponsoring my appearance on the show today, because I'm always sponsored by something.
That's fair. How do you feel like you're going to do tonight?
I really like my list. It's
I'm
not. Yeah, I know, shocking. My top 10 or something is actually shit I like. Yeah, this took a lot of work. There's a lot of people you have to consider, but I think I honed it down to the people I wanted to talk about.
Don't get your hopes too high. And we got Holtzman. I don't know how many actors reappear in musicals with the same director, but I bet you can find some. How do you feel like you're going to do tonight?
I feel like I am going to do fine. I am young, my list skews young, and so don't expect anything good from me.
Already wasn't.
Never do. Zach Ford. The only person in the community has to personally ask to be on the show instead of just hoping he submits a list because he is too big of a celebrity after winning his child back in an online trivia. How are you feeling?
I feel good. I have the fan blowing directly on my chest, and it feels delightful, and it might keep my spirits up the rest of the time.
How do you feel you're going to do tonight?
Oh, about that. Probably real bad because I like movies and you don't like those movies. And that typically is how it goes. This is a very Zach list as well.
After doing 66 episodes, I'm glad people just start sending me things and go, you should watch this one because this one is the one you'll hate the least. And Andrew Barr, I went to AFI Top 100 and I just picked out 10 movies with directors that probably... Is that going to be similar to what your list is going to be like tonight?
Looking over it? No, not really.
Wow. Thank you for stepping outside the box for a little bit. All right, so you know how the show works, hopefully, if you've been here before. But if not, everybody brings in a top 10 list. I just bring my opinion, and I'm correct, and everybody else is wrong. We're going to start with 10 through 8. It's basically your honorable mentions of the list. Some don't know what that means anymore, but shorter than the rest. Lucas, take it away.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Cody. I was going to do a joke here, but then I told Cody about the joke I was going to do, so I'm going to skip it.
Fair.
All right. My number 10 is Ridley Scott and Russell Crowe for Gladiator. All right. Nothing. My number 9 is Adam McKay and Will Ferrell for Step Brothers. And my number 8 is John Huston and Humphrey Bogart for The Maltese Falcon.
Yikes.
Solid.
All right.
Yikes on that.
All right. So I will just talk about 10 and 9.
Yep.
Gladiator. Just rewatched this yesterday. My God, this movie is fun. Can Russell Crowe let me join his army? Because I'll fight for that guy any day of the week. It's a wonderful film. It's got great music. It's this epic 3.5 hour long movie that blasts by. It's just so much fun to watch. And I noticed something really interesting last time, which is that if you go listen to the music specifically for the first arena battle sequence when they're playing, like, it's the Battle of Carthage. If you listen to the music, it sounds very similar to the main theme from the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, which is just a very weird and interesting comparison. So go do that. Have a good time. All right, my number 9. They can't all be the greatest movies of all time, so you have to talk about. I'll tell you later, Koho.
I wonder
Will
who
Ferrell.
that is.
Yeah, I wonder who that is too. Will Ferrell, Adam McKay, Step Brothers. Wonderful collaboration. I wanted to put something a little bit newer because I feel like my list trends a little old. But Step Brothers was wonderful. I'm sure there's like 50% of the comments are saying this movie is terrible, and 50% of the comments are saying this movie is amazing, because that's kind of where everybody falls in this. It's definitely an amazing film. It's hysterical. I will watch Will Ferrell pretend to be a 40-year-old who's acting like a 12-year-old any day of the week. Makes me laugh every single time. And then my 8 was Yikes by Zach.
Just to let everybody know in the chat how we're doing this tonight is we're yikesing on the director, basically. So if there's a different actor combo, we'll debate that at the end of which one's the better pairing. So 10, Russell Crowe in Gladiator. Fantastic choice. I absolutely love Gladiator. I know some people, like, as the years went on, don't think it's that great, but I will watch that man snot cry any day. And I think it's, I like that kind of epic. I like that sword and sandal, like Gladiator type movie, and I think Crowe does an amazing job with it. I still think it's one of the best movies that came out that year, so I have no issue with Gladiator. Your next one, I definitely have no problem with. It's Step Brothers, one of the best comedies of all time. Anybody that says, "Oh, it's stupid," well, that's the whole fucking point. It's the most quotable by far of all of his movies. I like Anchorman with the best of them, but I will say that this is the most quotable. Barr looks like he's taking a shit. You can literally just write it in a comment. You can write it. You're not allowed to talk. But no, this movie, we did a watch along. We pissed off Maggie so much during the watch along because me, Twig, and Tim just kept quoting the movie before the lines even came up. Yeah. I don't know if it's the best combo, but I can't hate it. So 9's perfect. So great. We're gonna go to Cameron Holtzman next.
Cool.
Not my Farrell. Okay.
And then there's
Paul is already pissed off.
And then there's Retro, who literally has a list on Letterboxd called Hollywood Hack Adam McKay. Anyways, my number 10 is Christopher Guest and Eugene Levy, represented by A Mighty Wind. Figured I'd be alone. My number 9 is John Carpenter and Kurt Russell, represented by The Thing.
Same, actually, completely.
All right. And my number 8 is Tim Burton and Johnny Depp, represented by Ed Wood. Cool. I can talk about all of them. Eugene Levy and Christopher Guest. I just watched through like all of Christopher Guest's filmography earlier this year. I think he's hilarious. He has such a great like comedic sense. I picked A Mighty Wind because I think it's Eugene Levy's best performance. I could have picked basically anyone because they're all in all of those movies. He's just my favorite part of most of them. And his performance in this is just so weird and ridiculous, and I really, really enjoy it. Number 9, Kurt Russell and John Carpenter. Yeah, they're like best friends, and they love having fun and making weird movies. And this is a great movie. It's a really cool, interesting sci-fi horror type thing. One of the best sci-fi movies ever made. And then they've got a bunch of other stuff in the 80s that they did together that's really great. I don't know if I let Barr talk now or if he talks after I finish my 8. What should I do?
He can talk now.
Okay.
So the thing I love about this combo is that they're so willing to kind of do anything together. They'll do like a horror sci-fi. They'll do like an action comedy. They'll do like badass movies, like the escape movies. It's just a pairing that you can tell that they really appreciate and understand how each other works, and especially with The Thing, their best movie.
And then my number 8, I knew I was going to be alone on this. Johnny Depp and Tim Burton. Look, are there a lot of bad movies that the two of them made together? You bet your ass there are. But they consistently have worked together Like you can tell that there's just like this love and this bond between them. And then between Ed Wood, Edward Scissorhands, and a lot of the older ones, they made some really fantastic movies. I picked Ed Wood because it's, I think, Burton's best movie. I think it's absolutely fantastic. And yeah, I agree with random audience member Lucas Schildbach. 2010's Burton and Depp dies so hard.
Okay. Get those off the screen so I can hear. All right. Well, your 10 is, what was it again? Oh, I haven't seen this one, so I'll take your word for it. The next one. This is probably my most underseen director-actor combo in the history of the universe. I don't think I've seen a pairing of them together at this point in my life. There's so many that I plan to watch and need to watch, but have I watched? Nope. I've talked about them a lot on the show, but yeah. At 9, I wasn't going to watch it. Not if I haven't watched the thing for people's like top 3, I can't watch it for 9 at this point. And hell no.
Yeah, I knew this was.
I haven't seen Ed Wood, but I absolutely hate this pairing. I think this is one of them. These are basically, I think they're just friends, and they just give each other jobs, and it drives me batty. I hate Tim Burton, and Johnny Depp ain't my favorite either. So at that point, I like Johnny Depp when he's not with Tim Burton. I think that's.
But have you seen Ed Wood?
I have not. That's what I need to watch. But again, I hate it.
Huge Mordecai fan.
Love it. That mustache. I would love Ed Wood. Okay, I'll check it out.
Whose mustache is better, his and Mordecai's or Kenneth Branagh's in Murder on the Orient Express?
Trick question, Mark Menchakas.
Kenneth Branagh always.
All right, so we're going Zach Ford. What's up?
Yo, okay, I'm getting all the Zachish answers out fast. On number 10, we got David Lowery and Casey Affleck. The old man and the everyone. I'll give you time to yikes it. Oh wait. Number 9, Carl Reiner and Steve Martin. All of them. Number 8 is this is the Zackest of all answers. David Rain and Paul Rudd before they came together. I can't come on the show and not talk about Paul Rudd.
I think that's true at this point.
All right. David Lowery and Casey Affleck. He has been in 3 of his short career of 4 movies. I mean, Ghost Story. He's under a ghost. A sheet the whole time, so I couldn't quite pick that one, but he still delivers great soul. I think why the combo works so well for me is because Casey Affleck, even though he may possibly be a trash human, is also a very soulful person, and he adds that I think he combines with David Lowery's soulful spirit very well. And Old Man with a Gun is not his movie, but he, as a supporting character, I feel like I was so much more invested in, his journey and what he was going through. I do not get the quotation soulful. I am missing some joke, and it makes it real hard to talk. Okay, let's move on. So Steve Martin, Carl Reiner. I mean, The Jerk is probably the right answer for this. I only picked All of Me because I've seen it more recently than I have seen The Jerk, and I could talk more intelligently. I do think Steve Martin, this is one of his best performances, really showing what he does best in, prime form. Some of this slapstick humor of him trying to take control of his body when Lily Tomlin is a, deceased spirit now sharing his body with him, and he's just kind of fighting against her urges with his urges, and anyone else's hands that could be really dumb. Look at you, Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey, the one to be Steve Martin, but Steve Martin's hands, it's a lot more entertaining. So that's my pick. Number 8, I have Paul Rudd and David Wayne. Same thing. I probably should have picked Wet Hot American Summer, but I've talked about that movie 50 times on this show and other places. So I picked They Came Together. A lot less seen than Wet Hot, but it's the same brand of humor. David Wayne kind of has two different brands, and his working with Paul Rudd, I think, adds this sincerity behind the parody that he is doing, so you can believe him as a romantic comedy lead, even though they're completely playing off all the romantic comedy tropes throughout the movie. My wife did declare this the funniest movie she's ever seen, and her opinion is the only one that matters to me. So I don't care if you hate it, Cody.
Fair. So David Lowery, I think, only makes movies with Casey Affleck. I looked at this list, and that seems to be. I think that's like.
Peach
that's
Dragon.
one of the. Yeah, that's the one that he was missing from, and but yeah, I don't think I've seen any of them. So no, cool. But at least he may be a trash humor, but he's soulful in this one. 9, The Jerk would be the correct answer. I think. I have not seen All of Me in a long time, so technically I can't really talk much on that one. I just think The Jerk is probably one of my top 20 comedies of all time. I think it's brilliant. And Paul Rudd, everybody started screaming Role Models. Did he direct Role Models too?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, he's been in, I think, 4 of his movies.
Then you picked the wrong one, because Role Models is the fucking correct choice. I absolutely love Role Models. Yeah. I've never seen two people like try to hold something back so much when I was talking about The Jerk. I don't know what's going on.
Oh
with two
no,
of these
we're definitely reacting to what Michael Campbell said in the comments.
I feel so excluded from all the laughter right now, and I'm having a lot of flashbacks to middle school.
I won't say that about Miss Ford at all. We will move on to the hack up at the top. Go ahead.
Yes. So my number 10 is Francis Ford Coppola and Robert Duvall. I picked The Godfather. A little surprised. Okay. My number 9 was Carpenter and Russell, and my number 8 is Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg. Hot Fuzz. Okay.
Yikes.
So Francis Ford Coppola.
Yay!
Did you two share a list? Did you two share a list? Okay. Just double checking. That is punishable by death on this show. I'm just letting you know.
I know.
Paul and Zach got a warning last time.
Yeah, I know Zach refused this time to share even one movie with me.
Thank you.
Yeah. I am really afraid of Cody.
He learned from last time. I was quite angry. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so Francis Ford Coppola, Robert Duvall. They did 4 movies together. Technically speaking, he's uncredited in one of them, but still technically 4. This is a combo that it's just some of the greatest movies ever made. You got The Godfather, The Godfather 2, The Conversation, and Apocalypse Now. So I think with that pedigree alone, I think that this pairing had to make the list.
Is that all you wanted to say?
Yeah, because I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, I would say I would agree.
Just wait, Paul.
Paul really should have been on this episode. He's pretty heated tonight. But my yeah, I don't. Maybe Apocalypse Now for Duvall. Personally, I think maybe. But again, I'm not gonna tell you wrong for putting The Godfather on there at all. So yeah, I couldn't. I can't really say how dare.
I know what the get out of free jail. I know what the get out of jail free card is on the show.
That's very pandering is always allowed.
Lion King.
Even though somebody put one of my movies at number 1 for submit, and I was like, that's a little too much pandering. All right, Lucas, we're gonna take a walk 7 through 4, one at a time. Tell us what the 7 is.
Let's do this. Number 7, Spike Lee. Spike Lee. You can't laugh at Malcolm X when it comes up.
Sure, you can.
That's not the hysterical comedies. Malcolm X.
I've never been.
All right, let's rewind.
All right, number 7.
Barr needs to take a break.
Barr, we're trying to do a bit here. Shut the hell up. Jeez, right. I'm going to mute him. We're going to rewind.
Number 7, Denzel Washington, Spike Lee, Malcolm X.
Oh, good choice. All right.
Well, no. All right, I'm surprised no X. Also, just rewatched this one. And my God, this movie is amazing. I think this is Denzel's best performance by quite a bit, which is saying something for a guy who is arguably the greatest actor ever. And yeah, amazing movie. You have to include Spike Lee and Denzel Washington if you're going to make a list about combos between directors and actors. The three other men on this panel should be ashamed. Yeah, this movie is amazing. Every single speech, you get to just watch a 3+ hour long movie of Denzel Washington giving speeches, and I am here for it.
Could that have been pandering? Yes. Best actor of all? Yes, I agree. Denzel Washington. I watched this movie just this year, and I think the time code on this movie, it flies by. I think this is the best performance he has ever given, and I think this is one of the best performances that any actor has ever given. I think it's honestly tremendous. I think the fact that he didn't win the Oscar for this is one of the dumbest decisions that has ever been. I find this movie so, like, I don't find it the most watchable, of course, but I find with seeing his performance is just brilliant to watch. And I think the pairing between them is correct. I think they work so well together. Why the hell didn't anybody else have Denzel Washington or Spike Lee on their list?
So I've only seen Malcolm X and Inside Man when it comes to this pairing. So it's just something that didn't pop into my head immediately when I was making this list because of that.
Yeah, I will also recommend He Got Game because that movie's incredible.
Yeah, same thing. I've seen Malcolm X, but there's a lot of great Spike Lee movies I'm still missing out on. But Malcolm X is a great movie. Yeah, if you ask me name one movie, and it doesn't matter if you've seen anything else by a parody, then maybe I would go for it. But I try to be a little more true. I also didn't listen to a word Lucas said because I spent 3 minutes wondering if me and Barr are wearing the same shirt.
I wasn't gonna bring it up, but
I've only seen 3 Spike Lee movies, and Denzel ain't in any of them. So
wow,
I'm working on it.
And you've only seen one Denzel movie. Remember Titans. By the way, I want to see a Spike Lee directed.
I've seen Man on Fire. What a weird other one to pull from. That's fair. All right,
none of these cuts. All right, my number 6.
Yeah.
All right, and my number 6 is Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio for The Wolf of Wall Street.
That is my. Oh, then never mind.
All right, got a yikes. Expected that.
Yikes. And you're all dumbasses.
My number 5, Nora Ephron and Meg Ryan for You've Got Mail. Wow, nothing.
I know you think you're stealing my brand, but you're not.
Where's he at? Where's he at? He'll appear at some point. Here we go.
I know. Campbell, we're waiting for you.
This is your moment, Mr. DeVille.
Just an amazing pairing all around. They did 2 movies together. She's basically perfect in both movies. She is the perfect rom-com lead for a Nora Ephron movie in that she is cute and attractive but engaging, her own woman. She has her own character. She has the interactions and romance with the lead, which in this case is Tom Hanks. But she also has her own life in the bookstore. It's just a wonderful movie all around. And I don't think there's literally anyone else who could have played that role but Meg Ryan. She's just absolutely perfectly cast for the role. She's wonderful. She's engaging. And then the combination between her and Nora just make the movie so much better. Also, like, Tom Hanks is not bad. So, credit to him, too.
Okay. Fuck you, Zach. Okay. So, I'm really confused. This movie has, I gotta say, I gotta walk a very thin line here because I know who's in the chat right now. This movie, when I saw this when I was younger, I was like, man, this movie will be remembered how bad the internet was back then. Thank God it's gotten better, but that's about the only takeaway from this movie you can get. After seeing it again, I can understand the charm and everybody's like for it. I don't understand the love for everybody, but I do enjoy the movie for what it is. It is not one of my top 20, but I'm fine with maybe 5. It probably needed to be 7 or 8, personally. But Nora Ephron didn't make anybody else's list. So what's up, everybody?
I'll go last.
Doesn't fit my criteria, which was they had to have at least 3 movies together, and I take rules very seriously. Otherwise, this list could have been extensive. But even if I count it, it probably wouldn't make my list because just like Cody, I like those movies. I don't love them as much. But Harry Met Sally, I love. But she didn't direct that, so there you go.
Right, Koho, she didn't direct that. Okay, go ahead.
I saw this movie for the first time on Sunday, and I think it's fine. But I'm going to talk about the musical She Loves Me, and Barr's going to talk about The Shop Around the Corner, so let's just go to Barr to talk about that.
Thank you for the handoff. I will take that because if you're going to watch this movie, watch the movie The Shop Around the Corner, the movie that it's based on.
Oh, come on.
No, the Shop Around the Corner
better.
is a way better movie. It's so much better.
Equally boring. It's boring.
Oh my God, the James Stewart in that movie is so much more interesting than Tom Hanks.
I love James Stewart. That is not a top tier James. That's not a top.
The restaurant scene is so much better than in the corner than
There's no AOL.
crying out loud. Like the chemistry between the two of them is nowhere near as palpable. It's kind of insulting the way that this movie wants to be The Shop Around the Corner and just can't pull it off. The vanilla ice cream scene is so much more interesting in the original.
You sound like you're real mad about the female Ghostbusters.
Female Ghostbusters.
If you take a pause in between each word, does that mean it's more like powerful when you're delivering it? So what you're saying is you like this movie?
No, not really.
Thanks. You literally just made him have a stroke. He couldn't even type Hanks correctly.
No.
Gosh.
They're great. If you had picked Sleepless in Seattle, I would have been more okay with this.
Wait, you're not. But they try to make it a theater, remember? And you tower, same tower.
Here's the thing. If you wanted to make the argument that A Fair to Remember is better than Sleepless in Seattle, I'm here for that argument. The argument The Shop Around the Corner is better than You Got Mail is ludicrous and wrong.
Are you kidding me? The music box sequence alone.
I wanted to fall asleep during that movie. I fall in love with You Got Mail. I want to fall asleep during
Oh my
The Shop Around
God,
the Corner.
You Got Mail. There's the scene where she smells fucking scotch tape.
Hey, don't bring that PTSD. Okay, we're going to move on. Lucas, go to your 4 before I have an aneurysm.
All right, my number 4. Steven Spielberg and Harrison Ford for Raiders of the Lost Ark. Wow, crickets. You people disgust me.
No Spielberg. Interesting.
Mike Hanley, I got you, dude. Come on.
I thought somebody else had Spielberg. No one else?
All right.
That's a fucking travesty, okay?
Indiana Jones in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Now, I like Crusade as a movie better, but I think his better performance is in Raiders. From the opening scene where you watch him walk into a cavern and place a bag of sand to steal an idol, as you watch him get almost run over by a ball and jump on a plane to get attacked by a snake. This movie is wonderful. Every single second is wonderful. He's fighting Nazis. He's punching Nazis. We should all cheer that. That's the great thing.
Yeah.
Thank you,
It's
Mark.
sad that in this day and age there are people who would disagree with that.
Yeah, punching Nazis. Wireless is pro punching Nazis.
I mean, Lucas loves liquidation chambers, so but,
Are you done? Are you done with your punching Nazis thing?
No, this movie is wonderful. I don't need to talk about Raiders of the Lost Ark for a long period of time. Everybody's seen this. Harrison Ford is wonderful. The combination of the pair is wonderful. Great trip, duo.
Yeah. We've talked about Raiders. I just did the top 100 and it was on there. But Raiders and Spielberg, I think this is the pairing that I like. I like Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones more than I've ever liked him as Han Solo. I love these 3 movies. The 4th one is what it is, but I actually do like the first 3 of them. So yeah, him as Harrison Ford, it's probably one of the best duos ever. 4, maybe a little high, but I don't have an issue with it. What does everybody else think about Spielberg and Harrison Ford?
So the reason that I did not include this is because it's the same character for a majority of those films. So if they had paired up together more and it was different characters every movie, probably would have made my list.
Yeah, basically the same thing as Barr. It's just Indiana Jones. That's all that's there.
They're being very nice about it. I think this is some cheap franchise bullshit. Lucas has been more creative than picking one performance. That was in 3 movies.
It's the only one that I let break my rule of no franchises because I want to.
So you had the rule that we all agree with. You
gotta bend the rules sometimes. Some people deserve it. Spielberg deserves it.
You guys agreed on something outside of the chat?
Doc Marks.
I have chat proof.
Was there collusion?
I don't
Was there
think
collusion?
I don't believe that they didn't share their list with each other.
I was banging on a
They're sharing their list right now. Their hands are off screen.
1 second.
Hey, Zach is somebody I really trust. So,
Alexa, what is Zach's number 3 pick?
All right, Cam.
7 my 7 was already yikes. Further than this, my 7 Scorsese DiCaprio. I picked The Departed because I like to pander to Cody. My 6 is Bong Joon-ho and Song Kang-ho for Parasite.
Oh, it's like someone started watching movies in 2019.
Wow. Thanks, Zach. It's
I created the rule for myself.
Cool. Yeah. I assumed I was going to be the only one who has this. I think Bong Joon-ho is one of the best directors working today. I think Parasite's fantastic. Okja's fantastic. Snowpiercer's great. The Host is great. Memories of a Murder is fantastic. Song Kang-ho is in almost all of his films. I picked Parasite because what else was I going to pick? It's Parasite. It's the best movie that Bong Joon-ho has made. Song Kang-ho gives a fantastic performance in it. I think it's just like a really good commentary on class structure, which is basically what all of Bong Joon-ho's movies are for the most part. Yeah.
Fair. I've seen Parasite, and I've seen Snowpiercer, and I don't know. In Snowpiercer?
Yeah, he's in Snowpiercer.
Okay, perfect. So I've seen 2. I'm an uncultured swine when it comes to it. I think Parasite. Honestly, I think Parasite's a fine movie. I understand it's literally one of the best movies ever made by everybody's standard. I just got Koho screaming at me for 3 months before I saw Parasite to tell me that it was the best movie that's ever been made, and then I've seen it, and it didn't live up to the hype the first time. I need to revisit it. I think it's a really, really good movie. It's just, I'm new to the director. Again, I saw both of his movies that I've seen this year. I watched this year for the first time ever. So, and I think Snowpiercer is incredible.
I like Snowpiercer more, but I think Parasite is the movie that utilizes Song Kang-ho better.
Yeah, and I think Parasite will be one of those movies in 50 to 100 years it still stands. I think it's great.
Also,
what does everybody else think
question? Crime is how I found it.
He murdered a man and stole his Criterion Blu-ray.
After jaywalking across the street to do it.
That's the one.
All right, everybody else. What do you think about the pairing?
I considered this one, actually. Once again, though, it's sort of like the reason I didn't pick Lee and Denzel. I just really haven't seen enough of them for it to make my list.
I'm going to give a boring answer following Bars, which is that I also thought about it. I haven't seen enough of the pairing for me to include it. Parasite, amazing. Yeah. They're great in it. But I couldn't really put a pairing on the list for 2 movies. That's if they have a bunch more work, especially.
I think it's a solid pick. I think Bong Joon-ho can be a mixed bag for me. Some of his, broader, more comedic movies, including The Host, where Song Kang-ho is very over the top. Sometimes that could be a little off-putting for me, and I think I'm figuring out how to view those type of movies. But
fair. What's your 5?
My 5 is Christopher Nolan and Christian Bale for The Dark Knight.
I have Nolan at 7.
Okay, we'll talk about what's your pick for Nolan.
Me?
And Bale.
I said Nolan and Kane.
Okay, so we'll talk about Cam's and then we'll go to yours.
Yeah. If I'm being honest, after I submitted my list, I went, "Oh shit, I could have picked Michael Caine," and then I was like, "It's too late for that." But I picked Christian Bale, so we're gonna roll with it. I think like the Dark Knight trilogy. I'm a person in the community of multiplex entertainment. What am I gonna say about the Dark Knight trilogy that hasn't already been said? He's also great in The Prestige. I picked The Dark Knight because it's the best of the movies. I really wish I had picked Michael Caine. I really wish I had, but I didn't.
I did pick Michael Caine. So I went with The Prestige. Christopher Nolan has like outright said that Michael Caine is his lucky charm. And I think that the way that Michael Caine holds himself as an actor really is beneficial and like really heightens Nolan's movies because it adds a level of class and sophistication to it. And I think The Prestige is probably Michael Caine's best performance in a Nolan film because he has to balance a lot of things going on in that movie, and he does it with such a ease and grace that I think really helps hold that movie together.
Okay. So first, Cam's wrong. The best one out of that trilogy is Batman Begins.
I know, Cody. I know that's your opinion.
It's fact.
Yeah.
The other one is a good Joker movie, not a good Batman movie. I think Kane is the correct choice when you think of with the Nolan pairing, just because of how many they have crossover. You picked The Prestige, right? Is that your choice for Kane? I saw that movie for the first time this year. It's one that when you enter the community, I claimed I saw, but I haven't seen it. And then I watched it, and it's good. It's good. I don't think it's incredible.
I agree with Paul.
Oh yeah. I would agree with that too. But yeah. So I just said what? I said it.
You made the Joker movie joke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's my favorite joke in this community because that just basically means that movie's invalid. Yeah. So I think the pairing's great. Again, I'm not the biggest Nolan fan post Inception at this point, but I agree with the two choices that you made. I think they're incredible. I think Bale is great as Batman in those movies and in The Prestige, and I think Kane's been great in every movie that he's been. So, okay, what does everybody else think about the Nolan and Bale or Kane pick? And you guys didn't have Nolan at all, so why do you hate him?
So I would agree that beyond the argument of what's the better movie, I do think the better Bale performance Begins overnight, just because he's a bigger part of that movie and kind of has to carry that entire movie. Kane didn't make the list for me just because he's kind of a supporting player in all these movies, and I was looking more for leads combined with directors, and Kane basically is never the front and center in any of these movies. And then I don't know, Nolan doesn't really strike me as a guy who the director collabs with actors. It feels like his movies exist with basically any cast. You just put talented people in them and go. Like, I don't feel like there's a connection between any of these people with them. So that's why they just didn't show
this if Michael Caine was in Dunkirk.
Michael Caine is in Dunkirk for the correct answer.
More of Dunkirk.
Look, I'm going to say this. If we wrap this up quick enough, I can go see Tenet tonight. So.
He plays a bow.
He's wonderful.
Can we not bring up that movie?
This is a good point. Michael, I'm switching my list. All right, Zach, you go.
Oh, he would have lost your list.
When I was making my list, I was really trying to find combos to where I think that their partnership was very meaningful to where their career became. That they either the director really shows an influence from the actor, or the actor really became independent because of the director. And I think Christopher Nolan was always going to do Christopher Nolan, and it's this partnership. I don't think had a great effect on each other, other than they made great movies. But I don't really think of them having to be with each other. as I do some of the
Fair.
other players.
What's your 4?
My 4 is Quentin Tarantino and Samuel L. Jackson for Pulp Fiction.
Hey, that's my exact 4.
Did you two collab?
I swear we didn't.
I swear to God, we didn't.
Cody, you've been hosting the pre-record Top 100 with us. You know that we're just the same person.
Where did that come up?
Did Koho make that while we were sitting here?
I cannot confirm nor deny that I made that graphic while sitting here.
When he's not on the show, he needs something to do. That's perfect.
Cool.
I agree. There is collusion. All right. So you both have it, so both fucking talk about it. It's the same movie, too?
Yep, same movie, too.
I mean, what else are you going to pick for this pairing? Stop it. Yeah, no. Quentin Tarantino, one of the greatest directors of all time. Samuel L. Jackson is in basically all of his movies, even in small parts like being the narrator in Inglourious Basterds. But when you're going for a performance from Jackson, it's got to be Pulp Fiction in these movies. He's easily the best part of the movie. He's brilliant. He has some of the most iconic moments from it. Ezekiel 25:17 is just perfection. It is a great moment. He goes through like the most dynamic journey of any of the characters in the movie. Yeah, I think like these two work together a lot, and this is the movie to pick if you're gonna pick for them. Yeah.
Yep.
Go to hell, Thomas Scully.
So yeah, I almost picked The Hateful Eight for this pairing, but when you think about Samuel L. Jackson, the first movie you think of is Pulp Fiction. So there was no way I couldn't go with Pulp Fiction, and it's a very good performance. The whole okay, Lucas. Interesting. We won't talk about that. But yeah, so let's just skip ahead.
Sure. Let's just call it that because I have no idea what's happening again, and it hurts.
Okay. So, no secret. Pulp Fiction's my favorite Tarantino. I've said it numerous times. I think it's incredible, and I think Samuel L. Jackson is the best performance of this movie. And I agree. If you think of Quentin Tarantino, Samuel L. Jackson is somewhere in this movie at some point. He pretty much is on almost all of his movies. So, yeah, I think it's a good choice. 4 probably is about right. I don't know what the hell has happened. I don't know why Lucas told Thomas Scully to go to hell, and I don't know why we're talking about blowjobs.
I think Red Sox.
It was a Red Sox dig.
Well, he said it was in the font. Like, he was like, holy crap. Like, he's a Red Sox fan, too.
I need Michael Campbell to know I do know how to read the chat. I just find none of you assholes funny.
That's fair. All right, everybody on Tarantino and Samuel L. Jackson, why didn't you have this pairing?
I'll go for a sec. I don't love Tarantino. Like, I love some of his movies, but like as a whole, not one of my favorite directors. I don't really love his early stuff. He's not really my jam. So like, he makes good movies. I do kind of agree with the chat. I think I'm more likely to put DiCaprio in him, because I think those movies are better. But yeah, just not somebody I was. Tarantino's not my favorite director.
So for me, I mean, you probably should have made my list. It's more of sometimes I try to balance out the predictable and what I would call boring picks that I know other people would have, so I can have some more unique ones. So I was counting on you guys to have it, and I also don't like Django performance. So I think that's why he veers out. I think it's a bad performance. Because it's also not a very good movie.
That's fair, but
Pulp Fiction is a great performance, and it's a great breakout. One of the best, I feel like, breakout performances you'll see from anybody. That like Samuel Jackson's gonna be with us a long time after you see Pulp Fiction. Like, it's just dynamite. So good choice.
Okay. So I think it's Zach's turn, right? Yes, Zach.
I have no idea what my pick is. My number 7 was Yikesied earlier. It was John Huston and Humphrey Bogart. I picked The Treasure of the Sierra Madre, not the Maltese Falcon. I think, Maltese Falcon is a great movie, and they both, that and Treasure Sierra Madre, kind of both exemplify the, this classic sense of masculinity that John Huston was kind of obsessed with, but also Humphrey Bogart was able to add, some kind of this weary-eyed vulnerability to those both roles. Treasure Sierra Madre is just a little broader, and I think a little more ambitious. As Maltese Falcon is very script-driven, and I think that's why I picked Treasure Sierra Madre. But yeah, great movies. I'm setting timers for myself because I want to make sure you let me on every week, and I'm not allowed to talk for more than a minute, so I'm done.
So this is the one Zach told me to check out because he thought I would like it, and I really did. I really enjoyed this this movie. Again, I'm slowly getting into like the Western genre of movies, and I think Bogart gives an insane performance in this movie. I haven't seen the Maltese Falcon, so I haven't seen a lot of the pairing of this group of these two. I've always heard the Maltese Falcon is like mixed, like meh at best, it sounds. So I don't know how to take that. But the work I've seen of Bogart's, I really enjoy. Like, I really enjoy Bogart's work. So it's one that I'm definitely going to revisit more because I honestly, it was 2 hours and it flew by. I thought it was brilliant. What does everybody else think about this? Oh, well, Lucas, you had a different one. Sorry,
That's right.
This one here. Go ahead. Talk about Maltese Falcon and why Zach is wrong.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with Zach on this. I think both are great.
No, you have to.
That's our favorite thing to do together.
Zach,
Tommy's a dipshit. So.
And, Treasure Sierra Madre is not really a Bogart movie. It's really more the other characters. He's kind of third fiddle. It's a really terrible pick on your
That's no lies.
Okay, yeah. I said no bars, not lies, because I've seen it with me, and you're wrong.
Hey, I love both movies. I just picked Maltese Falcon. It's a little bit. Gentleman's eight, yes, correct, Paul. No, so I went with Maltese Falcon. I think it's just a really good hardboiled detective story. Bogart is just he's very classically 1940s masculine persona. Wow. Yes, Michael. I did watch a movie on my own list for the list, so that is collusion.
Lucas made his list before watching any of the movies. He just guessed, and then he watched them and hoped he liked them.
That's exactly what I did. We really got lucky. No, it's just I think both movies are great. They're different sides of Bogart, but I love this pairing in either movie. I picked Maltese Falcon. It's just like slightly more of my favorite. I really like the mystery noir aspect of it. I really like Green Street and Laurie in it as well. Just a really, really good detective mystery.
Okay. What's your next one, Zach?
Oh, do we Barr?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't really care about you guys, but sure. Oh, why did
how does the show work?
It's gonna work like this, where you don't get to talk, because I can change it. Why this pairing? Why did it just miss your list, guys?
Oh man, I've only seen one John Huston movie, and it's Annie.
Oh my god. Okay, sit down. I wish I had thought of this pairing because I love both of these movies. I also probably would have picked the Maltese Falcon. I think that his performance in that is a little bit more layered because you're piecing together the puzzle as he is as well, and you actually you can see that he's actually piecing it together instead of just knowing it. So yeah, this is a great pick from both of you.
Now, what's your six, Zach?
My number 6 is the Coen Brothers and John Goodman. I picked Barton.
Yikes!
Get fucking yelled at. Okay, what's your 5?
Shut up, Kirk.
My number 5 is Frank Capra and James Stewart. African Queen is not a good movie, by the way.
No, it is. It is a good movie. It's a good movie.
Okay, no yikes for this. All right. I feel like if anybody likes classic movies, it's just Frank Capra or Billy Wilder. Nothing else exists in our community. So,
That's a fact. That's a fact. You picked the wrong movie. Go ahead.
Okay, so I picked It's a Wonderful Life. I'm not a gigantic fan of Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. I know that's one a lot of people would want to pick.
Nope, I'm done.
About to lose his
Bye, guys.
shit.
But it's one. This is where I feel like James Stewart was just the perfect avatar for the, fake Frank Capra view of the world. Really bringing this kind of humble, all American spirit that we can all see ourselves in, and be able to, through that character, learn what it means to be a good human. If you had someone maybe like Cary Grant, who is, a little more star power and less humanistic, you're not going to be able to, follow that journey and relate and see yourself in that moment like you can with James Stewart. And that's very important for fake Capra movies to, find humanity. There's very few directors that was as humane as fake Capra.
Oh man, what else can I say?
And You Can't Take It With You is a lot better than Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
Okay, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington would have been the correct choice. It's a Wonderful Life sucks. Basically, down the road. I hate this movie. I've said it numerous times. If you've been on the show long enough, I hate this movie. I wish the first 30 minutes they just ring the fucking bell and we can move on. I really don't like this movie. I think it's very boring. And people watch it during Christmas time, and I wish you would be a little bit happier during Christmas. So, sorry. I know. Believe me, I've been told numerous times it's an unpopular opinion. It's a wrong opinion. It doesn't matter. I watched it. Does not live up to the hype. But that's fair. Welcome to Your List Sucks. So if you bring It's a Wonderful Life, Lady Bird, or fucking Mad Max Fury Road, expect the shit that you're going to get. I don't like them. Everybody else on this pairing. Yeah.
So I watch this movie every Christmas Eve. I love this movie. The reason that James Stewart is not on my list with a certain reasons will become clear. Reasons will become clear. Great pairing. Love this. And Mr. Smith. Big fans of both movies. Yes.
The reason is he picked James Stewart and Hitchcock. He's not being very transparent.
I have to say something. I have to say something. I can't just pretend it's not like I hate it or something. Oh, this movie sucks.
Well, we all know now you picked.
Oh, you said it sucks? Lucas wins Your List Sucks. You said it sucks.
That's all you had to do all along.
That's all you had to do. Agree with me.
Cam?
Go Red Sox.
I'll go because I know Barr is more passionate about this than I am.
Not this year.
I have seen It's a Wonderful Life, and I've seen You Can't Take It With You. I think It's a Wonderful Life is okay. Gotta love a movie that is sold. Gotta love a 2-hour movie that's sold on 15 minutes of the movie.
It's not the movie's fault.
I'm pretty sure it's more than 2 hours. But...
Oh, great! That makes it better because that makes it
like
so much better, Zach. You Can't Take It With You. I actually really enjoy. I think it's a really fun romantic comedy. Yeah.
I'm genuinely angry at myself for not having this on my list. I am.
Hack, what the crap?
I know. I like there are 3 big movies. I actually love all 3 of those movies. I would have taken Mr. Smith Goes to Washington because that is the correct choice. But You Can't Take It With You, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, and yes, even It's a Wonderful Life are all 3 fantastic films, and this is a dynamic duo, and I'm genuinely angry at myself for not thinking about this.
No, it's not a wonderful life. It's a miserable life. What's your 4?
And my number 4, one of my favorite actors, Gene Wilder and Mel Brooks. This is going to be a real wrong movie pick from anyone else, but I picked the producers. My favorite Mel Brooks movie, and one of my second favorite Gene Wilder performance after the obvious Willy Wonka. But there's that one really long, it's like 20-minute, introduction scene of him and Zero Marcel kind of creating their plan together, and it's just one of the funniest 20-minute runs to me in any movie. With the spilling in the water and the whole trajectory of where Gene Wilder's shouting goes, no one could have pulled it off better. And Mel Brooks is just a genius director, and Gene Wilder, once again, perfect avatar for his humor. And no matter what size role he was able to put him in. And real hot take, not real hot take, Mo Brooks was never good without him. Spaceballs is bad. Let's move on.
Yes, Zach could possibly win. It's turning around. No, I love the producers. I think this make it slander. I like the 2005 remake of it too. I like both pairings of it. I just think Nathan Lane's brilliant in a movie. I would really like to take like Gene Wilder and Nathan Lane and put them together personally. But no, this is brilliant. It's one of my favorite musicals. I'm not a huge Mel Brooks fan, but this movie is the one that kind of brings me together and just shows how great Wilder is. So yeah, I have no problem with the producers and I think that pairing's great. I understand people would say like Blazing Saddles and Frankenstein, and is there one more pairing between the two? History of the World. Okay, yeah, I think it's a great pairing. What does everybody else think about Mel Brooks and Gene Wilder?
I'll go. This was so close to making my list. I would have picked Young Frankenstein probably just from personal preference, but I think that the movies I've seen that these two have done together are all fantastic. I love the producers. I also love the remake, and I agree Nathan Lane is a genius. And me and Barr should star in a stage production of the producers together.
Yo, I would love that.
But no, I think this.
I would be the Hitler.
You'd be Franz Lincoln.
But no, I think this movie's hilarious. I think Gene Wilder is so good in it. I think Gene Wilder is the best part of all three of the Mel Brooks movies that he's in. So yeah, this is a great pick.
Yeah, to piggyback off of that, I agree with Cameron in that Gene Wilder and just really understands Mel Brooks. And he is the best part of all of those movies. I also would have picked Young Frankenstein, but the producers is very, very close to my heart. Even though the 2005 version is not that good. I know everyone, not that good.
Yeah, nothing to do with these two.
Also would have picked Young Frankenstein if it had been on my list. And I'll be honest, I like the musical of the producers better than the original movie. I think it's better. I think they actually improved it by putting more music in the movie. Nathan Lane is a fucking genius. Fuck, Nathan Lane deserves all the Tonys. Give him all the Tonys.
Yes.
I'm fully on board. And I love that Barr froze on that, so he can't really say anything back to it. Okay.
Shit.
Perfect. All right. We're at Barr. Who is it? Where are we at?
Me.
Barr.
Yeah, it's you. Go ahead.
We went through half of this round, so Nolan and Kane. My number 6 is Alfred Hitchcock, Jimmy Stewart. So, my number 5 is the one I think is going to actually surprise a lot of people that I put on my list. Where are my boys at M ranked at? It's Kevin Smith and Ben Affleck. And I'm with Dogma.
Oof.
So, okay.
I'm pretty sure Desire is going to appear in the corner now. He caught it.
He has to.
We're saying the same thing the rest of the show.
Yeah, he's contractually obligated now. So here's why I picked this pairing. I know it's an unusual pairing, especially for me to pick. But Ben Affleck, I find, gives his best performances when he's working with Kevin Smith. He's really funny in Dogma. His scene in Jay and Silent Bob Reboot is actually really touching. I really like him as an asshole in Mallrats. I think Ben Affleck generally tends to be more consistently solid when he's working with Kevin Smith. And I think that's why I have them on this list.
Listen, here's just a little piece of advice before you come on the show. stand behind your picks. Don't just let
It's a
me.
great pairing.
I know. Don't let me just take a bus and run you the fuck over because you didn't seem confident in it, and I'll tell you right now. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, you. The constant thing is like it's a weird pairing, blah blah blah. It was a bunch of like. I think Kevin Smith's terrible. I've said this before. It's a taste. It's the opposite. I don't like any of his movies. I understand and I respect certain things. Like I can respect Clerks and I can respect those movies for what they did. But overall, not a fan. I have no sense of like love and appreciation for any of them. I honestly would watch a PTA film over any Kevin Smith film any day of the week, and I don't like PTA either. So on that note, yeah, sorry, buddy. I think that's Ben Affleck's a weird fucking choice. I believe. I don't know. I don't know who you pick because I don't really give a shit. But like
Kevin Smith.
It's just random for me. What does everybody else think about Kevin Smith and Ben Affleck as a pairing, and why did Kevin Smith miss your list?
I'll go. I hate Kevin Smith. All of the Kevin Smith movies I've seen suck. I don't like them. Clerks, no. Chasing Amy, no. I think that's Cop Out, awful.
Yes.
Hey, that's brilliant.
But no, I haven't seen Dogma, but Kevin Smith, not my writer, not my director. And, dude, have you seen Gone Girl?
Yeah, but he's only worked with Fincher one time.
Yeah, but you can't just say this is he's the best when he's working with Smith when
he's
Gone
the
Girl
most
happened.
Consistently good when working with Smith.
He hides behind roll and move reviews. He basically said it's the worst pair. They're bad. He's bad in most of them.
I would argue that he wasn't the best with Kevin Smith because he hasn't reached his best yet. This is when he rose from the ashes, like the beautiful phoenix on the back of Ben Affleck, and he's going to become this new great, beautiful bird of an actor. I don't want no pre-Phoenix Affleck on any list. Also, Kevin Smith's not great. He's fine.
Because I saw Clerks and I went, no.
So like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
I don't love Smith, and I think you're insane to say he's the best. He's clearly the best directing himself. Like, that's clearly when Affleck is the best, is he's the best in his own movie. Like The Town and Argo. Like, he's just better when he has complete control.
Yeah, but we weren't allowed to do that.
Well, no, I'm just saying, this pairing, respect for putting it on, it was not even in consideration.
There was no rules. You could do whatever. I tried to almost stop that doing Spike Lee and Spike Lee.
There's also no respect given on the show. No,
no
bad
respect.
choice, Barr. What's your
Barr, you're a bad person.
You're bad.
I don't care.
I'm gonna subtweet about you later. Okay, go ahead.
I'm not on Twitter, so haha.
That makes it even better.
Yeah, you don't even fucking see it coming.
And that was my number 4.
Oh, then we're done with you.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go one apiece. Lucas Schilbach, what's your 3?
My number 3 is George Shakur and Katharine Hepburn for The Philadelphia Story. Yeah. Katharine Hepburn is amazing and hysterical and absolutely wonderful when you have a director that just lets her be her weird, wacky, wonderful self. And this is the movie. There's just so many great scenes, so many great moments. I've spent much of the last week watching movies from this director and actor, and she's just wonderful in every pairing. And this is, I think, the best one for them. It's wonderful, 3 amazing actors, all doing some of their best work in the same movie. Just a joy to watch.
Wow, that was short, concise, right to the point. Are you feeling all right?
Yeah.
I absolutely love The Philadelphia Story. Boatman once famously told me it was a meh or okay. I love this movie. I think this movie is incredible. And Katharine Hepburn is one of those. Once I get out of Fandom, once I lose in the tournament or I move into the next round and I lose again, I'll go back to watching normal films. And she's at the top of my list right now to watch more films from her. I think she's honestly brilliant in everything I've seen her in. And I think basically when I look at the Katharine Hepburn movie and I look at Lucas Showbox, and if he has it high enough, I'll go check it out because me and him see eye to eye on Hepburn movies so far. So yeah, great choice. Everybody else, I just haven't seen enough of this pairing to actually like give it a lot of credibility.
That I actually specifically made sure that I had seen enough of them by watching 3 of their movies this week in preparation for this list.
Name them. Go.
Adam's Rib. Pat and Mike, and the one where it's the mystery. I'm blanking on the title right now.
Keeper of the Flame.
Yes, that one.
So anything she did was
Illusion.
Also George Sikora, because they're all 3 there.
Right.
That's dedication to the show. See, everybody, that's the work you need to put on if you want to be on the show.
It's not dedication. That
Watch the full Dark trilogy today, Cody.
I don't put work into things.
We know. That's what you always say. That's almost made your list.
I've only seen Philadelphia Story, Adam's Rib, and Little Women. I really like the Philadelphia Story. I'm lukewarm on Adam's Rib. Little Women's good. So I just couldn't find it in myself to put this on the list.
Sure. Everybody else?
I've only seen one George Cukor movie, and it's the one with the other Hepburn.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, yeah. Look at me and know that My Fair Lady's the movie I'm gonna watch.
I've seen quite a bit of George Cukor and Katharine Hepburn movies because I'm not a hack like Lucas, picking ones he's seen one of and forcing onto his list. It's a good pick. There's none of the movies that I absolutely love between them, so it's hard for me to get really passionate. And I honestly think George Cukor's success was more based on Katharine Hepburn. I don't think he had too much, something special to divide him from other directors at the time. He's like a solid worksman director, but I don't feel like there's a great spirit. But Lucas said you watch the right movies because Little Women. How do you skip that? Because you hate women, I guess. Especially Little Women.
Oh, here we go.
We're
throwing punches.
I'm like, I can't disagree more with Zach when it comes to George Cukor, though.
Yeah, I'm a little shocked right now.
It comes from someone who said like 2 or 3 of them compared to the 8. Katharine Hepburn made up that number. I think it's like 7. I don't know.
No, it's technically 10 if you count 2 TV movies.
Okay. Cam, what is your 3?
Oh, I assume my 3 is going to get yikes and I will be accused of collusion. My 3 is the Coen brothers and Frances McDormand.
Yikes!
Yeah.
Collusion!
Hey!
Wow, it's almost like I know Barr. It's almost like we've spent a lot of time talking about our favorite movies.
I shouldn't have put you guys together. I forgot. All right.
You were desperate
Zach,
enough that you made
what's your
a
3?
mistake.
Yeah, I was.
I know you hate this when it happens, but I'm going to make it audible. I'm making a change to my list. Ignore my number 3. Sorry, Bill Murray on Wes Anderson. My actual number 3 is Thomas Kail and Lin-Manuel Miranda for the Hamilton.
I love it because Koho made that joke to us the other day.
But for real, my pick is Bill Murray and Wes Anderson because this is a
yikes.
Quit typing. I'm
sorry, I'm not yikesing Lin-Manuel Miranda and Tom McHale. I'm yikesing your actual pick, Zach.
The thing is, I had that bit all set for number 4 to be exactly on it, and I just forgot I was doing that.
All right, you wait. You yikes Wes Anderson?
Yeah, I know. I'm losing. I know.
Well, Zach, you know what? Train's coming. He just pulled you out of the way and then threw himself in front of the train. All right, Barr, what's your 3?
My number 3 is also a Hepburn, but I'm going with Audrey Hepburn, and I'm pairing her up with William Wyler, and I'm using How to Steal a Million. Yeah, didn't think so. So, Audrey Hepburn and William Wyler have made 3 absolutely fantastic movies together. I think that How to Steal a Million and Roman Holiday are 2 absolutely fantastic films, and I think that The Children's Hour is just what, Paul? How to Steal a Million is just the one that I kind of connected to most. It's a really good heist movie, with her and Peter O'Toole trying to steal this one statue, mainly because Audrey Hepburn's father is actually a forger, and it's a fake statue, and they signed a contract basically saying, oh yeah, by the way, while it's insured, it has to be tested. And it's just this really interesting, like, caper of, like, showing you bit by bit how Peter O'Toole's character is, like, coming up with how to steal it while it's in that moment. But the pairing of Hepburn and Wyler really knows how to pull out not only the comedic moments of Audrey Hepburn, but the more dramatic moments as well, like the heartache. And I really like these 2 working together.
That's fair. This is on my watch list of things I need to watch. I like the pairing of her and Billy Wilder in the 2 movies I've seen. I've seen Roman Holiday, and I think it's honestly one of the perfect films out there.
Yeah.
I just haven't seen this one yet. It wasn't on my radar.
Really like it.
I think so too. But again, fandom. So sorry, guys.
Right.
If it's 89 Batman,
Paul.
I can't. What? Oh, okay. So yeah. Everybody else on Hepburn and Wyler.
So I've seen only one of the 3. I've seen Roman Holiday, and I'll be honest, I think it's a good movie, but not a great one. So haven't seen enough of the pairing, and I don't love the pairing to begin with, so wouldn't have made my list.
Would I surprise anyone if I said the words funny
No.
girl? I haven't seen any of these movies.
I'm freaking missing on what the 3rd William Wyler Audrey Hepburn movie is.
Children's Hour, that
Children's
one
Hour.
where they're lesbians.
Oh,
and
thank
not
you.
in love.
All right, well that one. Okay, so I seen 2 of them. I seen Children's Hour, and it's not that great, and Audrey Hepburn's not that great in it. I think Shirley MacLaine is wonderful in it. I do.
Candlestick, though.
Hey, shush, Olin. My main reason why I didn't do it is because Audrey Hepburn with Stanley Donen just missed it for me. It was probably my 11th choice. I almost put it on because Funny Face is Audrey Hepburn's best performance. Because she wears all black things and does funny movements, and
That
it is
antecedent.
very attractive.
That is a Zach answer right there. Where's
That is correct, Zach.
moves?
That's actually very correct.
Oh my gosh, can't wait just with it.
She also like plays like a library. She's not a library. It's like a bookstore, but it has the librarian like appeal. It's all good.
One where they're lesbians but not in love. Lucas.
All right. My number two is Alfred Hitchcock and James Stewart for Rear Window.
Shocking.
Same movie.
Boring ass mofo. Okay, go.
I mean, honestly, you could have picked. I would have been completely fine if you picked any of their collaborations. I think Stewart works just so well with Hitchcock, and Hitchcock has potentially like a lot of different partnerships you could have considered.
Yeah,
Rear Window is wonderful. You just watch James Stewart put in this amazing performance where he's literally sitting in a chair using a camera. He is a photographer using the tool of his trade to investigate a mystery that he sees. And it's just like amazing how you can create a mystery started by a guy sitting in a wheelchair with a leg that doesn't work using a camera. And it's just, Stewart is wonderful. Hitchcock, just his typical brilliance in all the Hitchcockian things you know. Just a wonderful performance and a wonderful pairing. Rope and all the others also, like, really good movies.
Yeah, I almost picked Rope, but I went with first. I picked Rear Window as well mainly because this is when Jimmy Stewart gets to really show off a lot of his acting chops because he's confined to that chair. And I think this is some of Hitchcock's best work when it comes to like his like cameras and like the way he shoots like things. The opening scene is fantastic. So I think that you get the dynamics between the two of them, and this is their best fit.
I saw this movie and I didn't like this movie. I thought it was okay. I'm not a Hitchcock fan. I've said that. I tried to get back into it. I watched by Northwest. I liked it a lot. The rest of it, I just was like, eh. I started Rope. I didn't finish Rope. Not that it was bad. I got sidetracked.
If he was in Lifeboat, you would love this pick.
I do like Lifeboat. But again, I need to go back and revisit a lot of Hitchcock because when I watched it, I just didn't enjoy it the first time. But maybe with age, maybe being older, maybe I'll like him a little bit more than I originally watched him. But yeah, everybody else on Hitchcock and James Stewart.
I've seen this movie. I like this movie. Haven't seen any of the other ones. What do you want from me? I don't watch old movies.
The fact you have this and that Vertigo proves that you have no taste and you like the simplistic movies, not the ones that have more complexities. And also, Rope is boring as fuck, and you're all insane. Rope is real boring.
Oh my God, Zach, stop.
Zach, be quiet.
I would have picked Cary Grant in Hitchcock because I like The Flash to go with the Hitchcock style a little more, and Notorious maybe my favorite Hitchcock movie, if not for Vertigo. So, yeah, look, you probably never even seen Notorious. Look in your eyes, Lucas.
I've seen Notorious. I've seen like nearly 30 Hitchcock movies.
Name
Is
them.
that
Go.
true? No. Cam, what's your 2?
Cool. My 2 is Where I Lose My Goodwill with Cody. My 2 is Wes Anderson and Bill Murray. Rushmore.
Zach got ready. He got into place.
No, he's definitely not paying attention.
Zach, did you also have this?
I heard Rushmore, but yeah, that's my exact pick. Yeah,
Cool.
I had 3 though.
Yeah. Koho, this is like my second time ever talking to Zach Ford. The first being when we exchanged.
Talk about the damn movie. Get me the hell off Wes Anderson. Holy shit.
Yeah, Rushmore is definitely one of Wes Anderson's more simple movies. It's not like, hey, big, random, weird set pieces. It's just, hey, here's a teenager, here's a teacher. They're both in love with the same woman, and they kind of want to murder each other. It's a really fun time. It's one of those movies that's just full of very strange shenanigans. I picked this one. It's not necessarily my favorite, but I think it's the one that uses Bill Murray the best, except for maybe Life Aquatic. But no, I think Rushmore's a really fun time, and Anderson and Murray's in like all of his films, so I felt like this was a thing that deserved to be included, despite Cody hating the man.
Zach.
This is my favorite Wes Anderson movie. I think mainly because of what Cam said, which is it's a little toned down compared to what his style became when Grant Budapest is just like exploding with Wes Anderson style. He's able to put more of his style into the tone and into the comedy and into the characters, I think, rather than the design of it all. And this is, saved. I won't say saved. Bill Murray might have come back anyways, but it really changed his career and made him, the thought factor he always was, but in a more serious state. And I'm all the grateful for it because I like the 21st century career of Bill Murray. And Rushmore is one of his greatest performances. It's really becomes a sad sack. And one day I'll grow up and be a sad sack just like Bill Murray and Rushmore.
Amen to that.
I'm a sad sack every time I have to watch a fucking Wes Anderson movie. I said it before, I say it again. Wes Anderson, stop making movies, please. I don't like any of them. I think they're just too fucking weird. They're just not in my lane.
Have you seen The Darjeeling Limited?
It's a good movie, so shut up.
What did you say?
Darjeeling's a good movie. Can't do it better.
Oh, it's
that's probably not 100% true. So I couldn't even get through Royal Tenenbaums. I won't say anything at all. I won't say that's a good movie. I also yelled at his former teacher. So basically told him she did a bad job because I don't like his movies. Rushmore, no, sorry. That's a correct pairing, I would say. But I wanted best director, actor, and actresses combos. I didn't mean like mediocre or one. So bad job for both of you. One just put it at 3, the other put it at 2. So that will reflect in the grades. Everybody else on Bill Murray. How does everybody feel about Bill Murray? We don't have to talk about Anderson. We just can talk about Bill Murray. Bill Murray's a great guy. Great guy. He just needs a paycheck.
You ever heard Bill Murray's story about how during the shooting of Monuments Men he decided to go to Prague overnight by train? But he had to be back in 6 hours. So he's just like, I'm not gonna sleep. I'm gonna go to Prague overnight. Bill Murray's a legend.
My favorite Bill Murray story is that he just like walked into like a college party and washed your dishes and left.
I just like the fact he doesn't have an agent.
My favorite story is that he'll walk up behind people, cover their eyes, and go, "Guess who?" And then when they turn around, he goes, "They'll never believe you," and runs away.
Hey, there's a documentary about the mythos of Bill Murray. We're gonna watch it live and do a live chat after this taping.
Watch along. But honestly, like 2 of the Wes Anderson films that I have not seen yet are Rushmore and The Life Aquatic, so I couldn't justify putting this on my list, even though I do really like the combination.
Rushmore is my favorite Wes Anderson movie, but I'm not really a giant fan of Wes Anderson.
Yeah,
like I think he has like a couple of good to really good movies, and then like a lot of his other stuff, I'm just like I'm very out on, or I'm just like that's okay. Like I can kind of leave him as a director, to be honest. And we lost Cody.
Hey, baby.
Yeah, you're talking about Wes Anderson. I don't care. Okay.
That was quick.
Zach, what's your 2?
My number 2 is the godparents of Theodore Allen Fullerford. Is Noah Baumbach and Greta Gerwig, who unwillingly has accepted guardianship of my son so he can grow up to be a cool New York kid and artistic genius like these two. I want to keep my son. I just want what's best for him, and he's going to become nothing with me. But anyways, there is a little bit of the behind the scenes, romance that makes this a little more appealing because they are a couple in real life. And as I said, people who had huge influence. Greta Gerwig, had, a great, mind and ideas always, but Noah Baumbach, I think, really helped her flourish by, partnering with her. They co-wrote 2 of the 3 movies she was in of his. They did Mistress America and Frances Ha. She's also really good in Greenberg, which I think is underrated, and that's where I discovered Greta Gerwig and my forever love for her as well. And but Frances Ha is such a great development of a character that I think they were really able to together collaborate to make so real. Because some people might find her too quirky, but I swear I had 30 friends in college. I was just like Frances Ha, and there was parts of my life where I also feel like I was Frances Ha at life when I was in dancing school and trying to start my own dance academy. Okay, and I almost put Greta Gerwig in here twice because she's G-Wig, my G-Wig, for her and Saoirse Ronan. But they didn't fit my 3-movie rule. They only did 2 movies. If I was going 2 movies, they would have been really high up because they're both, master class films and performances. I don't hear anything.
Muted, Cody.
Muted.
Or talking real quietly.
So, I haven't seen this one. But I have seen 4 Noah Baumbach films, which, if you would have said before this year, you're a liar. But I have. I've seen 4. This one is on Netflix. I am going to check it out because I think I can conclude. I think I can finish out all of his movies this year. I really have liked pretty much every movie that I've seen of his. I don't think they're they won't ever make a top 50 of mine, but I enjoy the stories which he tells. But I haven't seen this pairing, so I can't really say much. But I am excited to see the pairing between those two because, what he's done without her. If this is the best pairing, then I will find out soon. What does everybody else know?
It's a very different vibe, so I would be prepared for that.
So maybe I shouldn't want it and keep Noah Baumbach where it's at right now?
Kind of, yeah.
What about Greenberg?
That is his most cynical movie. So if you're up for that, go for it.
So I've seen 4 Noah Baumbach, and I think I'm going to stay at 4 Noah Baumbach.
I'm in the minority of really liking Greenberg.
I'll talk to Paul. All right, everybody else.
I've only seen 2 Noah Baumbach films, so I couldn't.
Cray.
I'm actually close to Cody, and then I'll probably finish his entire filmography this year. I think I'm like 4 or 5 away. I've only seen one of the 3 with Gerwig, though. So just numbers didn't add up, and I like Francis Saw. Don't love it, so I don't know if this pick would end up on my list.
Haven't seen any of these movies.
I'm better than you. Have you seen any Noah Baumbach?
Yes, I've seen Marriage Story and Squid and the Whale.
Squid and the Whale.
So you've seen the sequel and the original. Okay.
The story of Zach Ford, Squid and the Whale. Got trouble with Stephen Alive.
That's my favorite joke that you make. It's it's better than Marriage Story. I will say that. Okay. What is Barr? What's your 2?
This is where I surprise people. My number 2 is the Coen Brothers and Frances McDormand. It's not number 1.
I took on
that. Koho, you've done a lot on the show, but that's one of the best ones, and it worked really good because both the pairing between everybody ends up adding up at some point. Okay, let's talk about Fargo and let's talk about Frances McDormand and the Coens.
So, first of all, she's married to one of them, so of course she's going to work with them a lot. But Frances McDormand is my favorite actress of all time. And a lot of her best work is with the Coen brothers, especially Fargo, which I think is her best performance personally. She's very good at being a serious character, but when she has those slight quirks to her, is when she really shines, and who better to do that than the Coen brothers? Especially in Fargo, where she's playing a 7-month pregnant cop who's just super nice, but she's super good at her job too. I love both of these people, and when they work together, it's generally magic. Oh yeah, for sure, you bitch, yeah.
Yeah, this was my 3. Barr made a very important part right off the bat. She's married to one of them. But no, I think Frances McDormand is fantastic. I think whether she's playing a bigger part in their movies like in Fargo or in Burn After Reading, she's fantastic. She's also great in her smaller bit parts like in Raising Arizona. But I think this is the peak Coen Brothers McDormand collaboration. I think it's just them giving her the freedom to take this ridiculous but still very real character and just run with it and kind of do what she wants with it. And it's very clear that they're having a fun time and they're working really well together.
I had Coens and John Goodman. I believe at number or something. I would have picked Frances McDormand if you can tell me when she shouted, "I'll show you the life of the mind!" And she didn't do that, and John Goodman did that many times. And it's the greatest, and that's what I go sleep to every night, is John Goodman shouting, "I'll show you the life of the mind." That's all I got.
I mean, okay. She hasn't told me that she's this is what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps.
But for real, the Coens were really able to unpack what makes John Goodman the best he can be, and all his best performances are within Coen Brothers movies because they had the secret on how his presence can be used on camera, and how his comedic timing can shine specifically with the witty Coen Brothers, right?
So Fargo is one of these movies that post Fandom studying that I really need to go back and revisit. Because I've watched it a couple times, and I like the movie a lot. But the love in this community from some people for Fargo is pretty incredible. So maybe I'm missing something. I think some of the performances are really good. I think Frances McDormand is a fantastic actress. I really do. And I like John Goodman, but I probably wouldn't have put that pairing. Koho or Multiplex Entertainment, whoever that person is, said John Turturro. Was that one that you guys would have considered for your list, or?
Probably not. McDormand and Goodman are probably the two people who collaborate with the Coens the most. So
would you say that person does not know what he's talking about when it comes to Coen Brothers? That's fair. I understand.
I would argue he doesn't know what he's
got hit by
talking
a
about. End of sentence.
I would like to continue having a team partner for the short time before we're forcibly broken up. That being said, I was between McDormand and I also heavily considered Clooney, just because he's not in a ton of them, but all the ones he's in, he's phenomenal in.
I will say forcibly, no, you're welcome. What I'm doing for everybody, you're welcome for getting new partners.
Time out. Goodman's in more than 4. He's in more than 4. So fight me.
Mama said you got hit by a train. Okay, what's your number 1, Lucas?
Oh, I don't get to talk about Coen Brothers? That's fine.
Oh, sure, go ahead. Talk about the Coen Brothers and why they missed your...
Oh, sad Lucas. I don't get to talk about Coen Brothers.
Okay, so here's how I break it down. I can't put McDormand on the list, even though I've seen the work, because Fargo really good. What's the second movie? Like, where's the second piece of work that's also really good between them? I don't really love her in those other ones. Goodman's like a supporting character in too many, so that kind of just loses out for me. Honestly, I'd probably pick Bridges, because I think he has 2 great ones for them. Lebowski, True Grit.
I feel like you're pausing for a reaction. This is your time. Speak up.
I'm watching Barr think. I was trying to help him out for a second.
Yeah, I Blood Simple.
Oh, I mean, I'm kind of man Blood Simple, to be honest.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, it was. I couldn't find the right pairing. I like the Coen Brothers a lot. Couldn't find the right pairing that combined the right movies, but also had the pairings exist.
I'm gonna be real honest with you. This may be the worst pairing of Your List Sucks contestants that I've ever put together. 1, it's the shortest time, but 2, you all like fucking cats and dogs. Like, you just get angry and yell at each other. This is fucking weird. This is a weird time to be on the show. What's your 1, Lucas?
My number 1 is Howard Hawks and Cary Grant, His Girl Friday.
Nice.
So I've seen all of the collaborations. I think it's like 5 or 6 between the 2 of them. They're all good. There are 2 legit great ones in there, and His Girl Friday is the best one. It's Cary Grant's best role. He's amazing in this movie. I'd argue it's the best rom-com ever. I think this movie is hysterical, wonderful, and funny. I think Cary Grant is perfect for the dialogue that Howard Hawks wants to do, the type of style he wants to do. Him and Russell Russell are just perfect together. Yeah, it's one of my, I think, top 4 all-time favorite movies. I love this movie. Just a perfect pairing.
If you ever want to be on the top 100, stop talking shit about your top 10.
I'll take it off for you.
That's fair. Yes. We'll say yes. This movie's incredible. This is one that's still, there's very few that like from the start of the year that I still think about like in that way. His Girl Friday is like one of those movies that I still can't wait to go back on a rewatch. Basically because I don't want to rewatch stuff I rewatched at the beginning of the year. Just I need to let them sit. But yeah, this is one of the top ones on the rewatch list. I think I can't tell you that it's the best rom-com of all time, but I wouldn't disagree with you because I honestly love everything about this movie. I think it's hilarious. I think it's I think Cary Grant, I think just the pairing is great. I think, again, I haven't seen a lot of their pairing together, but yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think this is a brilliant pick. 1, I have no issue. You've seen all of them, so that pairing makes enough sense for me. Everybody else on His Girl Friday, Cary Grant.
I think
this like. Go ahead.
I think this is a great pick. I've only seen 2 movies though in this group. However, I would have chosen Bringing Up Baby. I think that movie's better.
It's the other great one. It's the other great one.
His Girl Friday is still really,
true.
really great, but yeah, they're both fantastic.
Bringing Up Babies, I think, is funnier, but that's my opinion.
It will surprise no one when I say that I have not seen a Howard Hawks film.
These are Cam movies. You would like these a lot.
Cam, yeah, you would love these.
I'm sure I would. I just like
Bringing Up Baby for sure.
Koho yells at me, and I have to watch Fandom movies.
So
I'll call it shut up.
I also
You're not going to win the belt, so what does it matter? Go ahead.
Not allowed to talk now.
Yeah, go ahead.
I really like His Girl Friday. It's been a long time since I saw it in college. My long time is different than Koho's long time. It's like I haven't seen this since I was 16, which is 3 years ago. It's been like 12 years. But I do enjoy a lot. Bringing Up Baby, I've seen a couple times. I don't love it as most people, but I find it enjoyable. My real problem with Bringing Up Baby is why is it named that? Baby is the cheetah. They're not bringing her up. They're just trying to find her. They're not raising her. You get like one day in the life. You're not bringing up shit. Come a different name that matters to the movie. You just found something catchy and named it. It's not what the movie's about.
Hey, I respect Kirk a lot, but stop. Just stop. Okay, so Cam, what's your one?
Oh man, what's Cameron's
I wonder
one?
what it is.
Let's surprise everyone. If you don't know what my number one is, you haven't been paying attention to this show or to me as a person. My number one is Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg, and I picked The World's End. I guess I don't.
What?
I guess I don't get a graphic. Cool. Thanks,
You don't
Koho.
deserve one.
Koho's asleep.
See, Koho, the thing is, I picked at least an actual movie to put on my list.
I, by the way, had to Google who directed Hamilton. I don't fucking know Kale's name.
But no.
This is getting very intense.
Yeah, it's no secret that Edgar Wright is my favorite director. I have a poster with actors who are all canceled that sits on my wall. But
Don Ham, you're next, Don Ham.
But
do you just go up by each one and cross them out?
No, I just let a picture of Kevin Spacey watch me sleep.
That's creepy.
But no, The World's End is a movie that I absolutely love. I think it's Simon Pegg's best performance in any of Edgar Wright's films. He's legitimately heartbreaking in this movie at points. The scene in the final bar where there's the confrontation between Edgar Wright, between Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, is like absolutely heartbreaking and destroys me. It's my personal favorite of the Cornetto trilogy, but all three of them are absolutely fantastic. The action in this movie's great, but no, they're best friends. He helped write all of the films. It's amazing.
And this was my 8, except I picked Hot Fuzz.
Second best one.
The thing about Wright and Pegg that really works for me is that I see what you did there. All right. The thing about this collaboration that really works for me is that you can tell that when the two of these guys work together, and even when you throw in Nick Frost, it is just a bunch of friends making the movies that they want to make and wanting to make it in the best possible way that they can. And through that, they bring out the best in each other. So I think that because of that, the collaboration between these guys is one of the best you will find when it comes to movies.
Okay. I've seen 2 of these. I haven't seen the wrong one, apparently. I haven't seen The World's End. I've seen Hot Fuzz. I've seen Shaun of the Dead. Koho, shut up. You're
He's not
backstage.
wrong,
No, he might not be. Don't put your own, calm down.
Kirk, no one asked you.
You're real opinionated today, Kirk.
Today?
We got 11 weeks for your opinion, Kirk.
Hey, he's the reigning champ, so calm down. No, so I loved Hot Fuzz more than Shaun of the Dead. I think Hot Fuzz was the overall story was brilliant. I think number 1, y'all are fucked. Number 1 is weird, but that's a real weird choice to be number 1.
Did you expect anything else from me?
No, I didn't. But I didn't. Most movies weren't like ones I'm dying to go back to at this point. So I don't know about The World's End. But I've heard that's the lesser of the three. So I'm kind of iffy to go to it. I don't know. What does everybody else think about this pairing?
So I can see the argument for World's End if you only watch certain parts of the movie. Like, there are some really good sections of his acting in that film. Hot Fuzz is definitely the better, like, combined performance. But, like, I feel like, one, I don't think this is a duo. I think this is a trio.
Yeah, well, it wasn't pick three people, Lucas.
But like, I feel like saying Peg and Wright is ignoring the fact that Frost is like integral. To
I'll call it audible and throw Anderson and Murray off my list and just put Frost and Peg at number 2, or Frost and Wright at number 2.
I hate the way Lucas said integral. There's like 2 ways to pronounce integral or integral and integral.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it just wouldn't be on my list.
Zach.
Oh yeah, I'm here too. I asked earlier if you're allowed to have the same director twice, or saying one had the same director twice. I was expecting his number 2 to be Nick Frost as number 1.
I considered it.
I enjoy Hot Fuzz a lot. I think it goes down a little bit on the rewatch. I think it's my personal taste when it comes to like parody send-ups or genre send-ups. I'm just a little, because I don't watch a lot of genre films, so some of the insidey jokes I don't work on me as well. I think that's what affects my relationship with Edgar Wright as a director, but I enjoy him a lot. But
Okay, Zach, what's your one?
I had to get one boring pick because sometimes there's a boring, obvious pick that you just can't deny. And even though everyone else denied it because they're a bunch of 12-year-olds that have only started watching movies in the 21st century, but I'm going to pick Martin Scorsese and Robert, I believe you pronounce it, De Niro. 2020.
Again, Zach is picking actual movies.
I might pick Taxi Driver, I believe. Which I picked.
Which one did you pick?
What?
Which one did you pick?
I picked Taxi Driver. So when I say I wanted, combos that I think as take a pause, or regather myself, deep breath. Tiger, when you want mad and want to roar, take deep breath, and count to 4.
All right,
I fully remember what that is reference to. And once again, not funny. And so
sure.
I disagree.
Robert De Niro and Martin Scorsese are, in Lucas's words, integral to each other's careers. I think they really help establish the personas of what each other were to film. Robert De Niro brought some of the grit, but also that I don't want to call this one soulful. It's more like a lost spirituality that he has in Taxi Driver. That really helps add some depth to the the Scorsese grit of a New York City. I don't know where either of them would be without each other. I feel like De Niro, had great movies without him, but I feel like it really helped him blossom into the actor he was through his career. And you could pick 7 movies as your option for this, and they could all be number 1. So, and Taxi Driver tends to be my favorite.
We can tell.
Yeah, I like taxis.
You like taxis? Okay. The other two had another pairing of Scorsese and Leo. So, who had it higher?
I
had it at 7.
Did I have it 6? Koho, do some work. Did I have 5? I don't know.
Koho, do your job.
Fuck you. It's not my responsibility to know your list. Know your own damn list, you asshole.
You have the entire graphics that you can put on the screen. If you put it up on the screen, I would know the answer to this question.
Who the fuck cares? Somebody talk about the movie.
I picked Wolf of Wall Street.
Barr, didn't you have this pairing too?
Yes.
We'll talk later.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I got a chance.
All right. All right.
There's no reason that I'm the most controlled one on it.
So you did not have DiCaprio or Scorsese, Barr.
No joke. I sent this to you earlier.
I know you had De Niro, but did you have the other one?
No, Cody. I sent you this.
Okay, you two fuckers talk. I'm gonna go look it up.
Scorsese De Niro is my number 11.
And so Cam, you had a 7, right?
Yeah, I had 7 with The Departed.
Okay, so I picked Wolf of Wall Street. That's my favorite Scorsese movie, so that was the reason I ended up going with DiCaprio. I think this is also, if you watch all of his movies, I think the most singularly focused on one character performance. I think Leo in this movie is incredibly engaging. Obviously, Taxi Driver, great movie. For me, if I'm going to sit down and watch a Scorsese movie, I'm going to watch Wolf of Wall Street. And Leo, that's why I picked Leo and Scorsese.
Yeah, no, I picked DiCaprio and Scorsese for The Departed. I have not seen enough of the De Niro Scorsese pairings to make that choice, but I think he's phenomenal in Wolf of Wall Street. I think that The Departed is phenomenal. I think, in my opinion, it's my favorite Scorsese movie. Just the way it builds tension, the way it holds tension, and like it's just the most like unhinged and feral DiCaprio that I've seen in a while. And yeah, it's great.
I can't pick. So, Taxi Driver, I don't like the ending of Taxi Driver. I've said that numerous times. I don't enjoy the ending of Taxi Driver, but the overall movie up to that point I absolutely love. I think I pick Raging Bull as their best pairing, but that's just my personal opinion. But for me, I think when I think of De Niro, I think of Scorsese in line. I think that's the pairing. I think of Leo and anybody. I understand they've been working better together recently, and I get that. But overall, I don't think of one without the other with De Niro and Scorsese and Taxi Driver, so that's fine. I think Goodfellas is also a really good choice. I think Casino is a really good choice for that. Irishman, I really enjoy. I enjoy a lot of the pairings between De Niro and Cape Fear. Like, the list goes on and how many they've actually done together and how many I enjoy. Departed and Wolf of Wall Street, that's obvious in my eyes. I think I like The Departed as my favorite Scorsese movie, just because I enjoy The Departed that much. But Wolf of Wall Street, I think Scorsese literally brings out the best in Leo in his performances. So I think that is a pairing that's really good. I think both deserve the list. I have no issue with that whatsoever. I would just give it to Scorsese and De Niro, just because they've been doing it longer. Hey, what's up? What's up, Barr? How you doing up there?
Barr's been working real hard on this bit.
I'm a dumb.
You get punched by Jake LaMotta or something? You covering up those eyes because you're about to get hit even harder right now. What's up?
I'm a dum-dum.
Yeah, we know that.
And I didn't think about this until like 2 or 3 hours before the recording. I sent Cody that this would be my number 11 in case this comes up. I would have picked the King of Comedy. Yeah.
You look awfully like Travis Bickle right now. Let's move on.
Yeah. Okay. And Barr, what's your number 1?
I think I'm gonna get back in Cody's good graces with this one. Especially since I seem to be the only person who picked this combination. And I'm disappointed in all of you. Yeah, it is. It's Billy Wilder and Jack Lemmon. I picked The Apartment.
Quality pairing.
Yeah, there you go. They did 10 movies together. All of them really great. I picked The Apartment, though, because The Apartment is the best use of Lemmon, I want to say. Because with this one, you get like Jack Lemmon's comedic chops, which he's one of the funniest people ever to be on screen. But you also get like the dramatic side, like especially the scene where he finds Miss Kubelik in his bed. Like that moment, I don't want to say too much about it, but that scene is just so powerful, and moving, and really sad. And just like the way that the two of these guys work together, it's magic every single time that they're on screen, that he's on screen with Wilder behind the camera. Wilder is just one of the best directors of all time. Lemon's just one of the best actors of all time, in my opinion. The best actor. And this is just magic paired with magic to create ultimate magic.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you you're incorrect. You're 100% correct. I think this pairing is one of the best of all time. I think Lemon is the funniest with Wilder. I think Wilder put some of the best movies. I think some like it hot. The Apartment is always the one that everybody goes to, and I completely understand that, and that it's completely justified. I still like Irma La Deuce better with that pairing, just because of the comedic delivery in those. But honestly, I love Billy Wilder as a director at this point. I can't wait to watch more of his films that I've already seen. So yeah, it's really hard to break a pairing between those. They did so many movies together. They did 10, and I haven't seen all 10, but the ones I've seen, I have no issue in. I laugh. I think they're incredible. I think Lemon is one of the best comedic actors that's ever worked. What does everybody think about the pairing of Billy Wilder and Jack Lemmon?
I love The Apartment. It's a masterwork. A lot of the other Jack Lemmon movies, I like some like It's Hot as well, but Irma La Douche and Fortune Cookie are fine for me. Irma La Douche especially, I think, is really disjointed. It's kind of a weird movie and not the best ways. I say Irma La Douche just because I don't know how to speak French. And I think as a whole, if you want to go by quality of movies, maybe not performances, but quality movies, William Holden would be higher up for me. That at least the three I've seen of those, Stalag, Sunset Boulevard, and Sabrina are all, are higher than the other Jack Lemmon movies for me. Also, I'm getting pretty exhausted by the Billy Wilder obsession of our community, and it's unfairly tainting my feelings with this, just because we have to hear about it every fucking day, because it's the only classic director anyone in this community has seen. Let's expand our horizons and not act like who plays Harvey is a hard question.
I have only seen 2 Billy Wilder films so far. I'm working on it. Jack Lemmon's only in one of them, but Sunset Boulevard and The Apartment are both fantastic.
And so a correction from the chat: 7 movies they combined on.
That's right, because I was thinking of his work with Walter Matthau.
So, yeah, I've only seen 2 of the 7. So, like, Apartment and Some Like It Hot, great movies. But, like, I haven't seen enough to qualify for the list for me. Clearly, I need to watch more Billy Wilder.
Yeah. Also, Zach, we could all just go back to this what the community was before and just watch a bunch of if it wasn't made, if it was past 79, no one watched it. We're trying to get better, okay? And Wilder's the most accessible, and he doesn't miss. All right.
Zach Ford is arguing that we should all go back to just watching comic book movies and not watch Billy Wilder.
We're all going to share our Star Wars list after the show, aren't we? Like the good old
Kill me now.
Hop on another StreamYard if you're all available. We're going to go through and we're talking about characters in the original trilogy who should get their own solo movie. It's going to be great.
R2D2, let's do it.
Fucking kill me. All right. Why Last Jedi is a great movie, starting tomorrow on Jedi Ways with Lucas Sherlock and Kirk Kowalkowski.
And then how to tie that into Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yeah. I still need to start a show called Defend Your Letterbox. But we'll do that another day.
That's a video store show.
Oh yeah, they already have. They have warm takes, which I'm supposed to be on, but they can never cast me. All right, so we'll go through everybody's list. We've rescheduled 14 times. I'm the hardest person to ever get at the time. Lucas Schobach's list was some good ones. I won't give out grades yet. I don't know why I'm doing this. Okay. Cameron Holtzman was. I feel like I'm still on top 100. This is the hardest thing to get out of. Zach Ford was.
Legit.
Barr was.
Competition.
All right, so the winner of your list sucks this week. This is really hard because there was a lot of people that like had good and then shit. It was just mixed the entire time. First place goes to Lucas Schobach.
Damn it.
I think Lucas wins overall. He may have had some like heart pulls, like he put Step Brothers, he put Gladiator, he put Malcolm X, he put Raiders, Philadelphia Story. Rear Window's the only one I don't really like. But His Girl Friday, great choice. Second place, this is actually really easy. The second place goes to Andrew Barr. He didn't put Wes Anderson fucking high. So congratulations, you win by technicality on second place. Third place, Zach Ford. Basically, you had it at 3. You would have 2. You would have 2.
This is going to cause me to lose every single time.
And then last place, your list sucks. Is you put fucking no thanks.
I knew I was losing when I put Murray Anderson that high.
Yeah. Overall, I want to make an announcement to everybody in the chat while you're still here. Top 100. I've had some people reach out to want to be on the next top 100. Top 100 next year is changing. It is changing. We are no longer doing 2 where they are this time of year. We're going to move them. We're going to do 1 in March, and we're going to do 1 in the fall. So they both can be live for everybody. So we don't have to pre-record. Basically, not because the pre-record is not going to be good. It's just that will still release in December. November, December, the one that we're pre-recording, it'll be there. But in March, for everybody to have a live show. I just feel like we missed out on a golden opportunity with this crew that I have. I would love to redo it, but I don't think that's a popular opinion by any. So that's what's going to end up happening with that. The upcoming list, the combined list. I didn't even talk about combined list. Combined list for the top one. So it's Bogart and Hudson for Sarah Madre. I'm not reading the whole fucking thing. You see it there. Fargo's the number 1. Rushmore's number 2. Pulp Fiction. I didn't get to pick any of these movies, by the way. This was just by your guys' choice. So Hot Fuzz actually made it. The Apartment, Taxi Driver, His Girl Friday, and The Departed. Basically, he just did it based on my breakdown. Upcoming shows. Best 70s movies. It is completely full. And it
Trash panel.
It is with, I think, I don't know if I can say this. If Paul's in the chat, can you send me something? I don't know if I think. Oh, it's confirmed. Brendan Meyer is going to be on the show next week. It's going to be Brendan Meyer, Paul Oyama, Lucas Schobach, and not Lucas Schobach, Zach Ford, and Cameron Holt. And not Cameron Holt.
Yeah!
I'm having a stroke.
I get to see Brendan Meyer.
Michael Campbell. So that group. So I'll get a lot of Schmodown people coming to watch it tomorrow. Kirk will be here. I won't be here. The next
we love Schmodown people here on YLS.
Stop! We're not done. Boatman picked. Boatman finally decided on his list. Finally, it's movies about movies. So if you want to be on that show, be on it. I'm not going to be there. Then the week after that is going to be Film Scores with Koho. I'm not going to host my show for 3 fucking weeks. This is going to be glorious. No one's going to ever know if I'm going to actually be the host of the show. But he's better at film scores than I will ever be. And I don't know if that's actually true. The next week is best 2010s movie scenes. No comic book, basically. So send me a list of the best scenes from the 2010s. If your list is cool, I'll put you on. And then best musicals represented by one song that is stage productions or movie musicals. Either way, you can submit your list. I'm on that show. I know that for a fact. But the other ones I do not know. I figured
assume me and Barr will be there.
I'm staring at 2. And then we're doing the top 40 comic book scenes. That list is full right now. It's scenes in movies. It's Robert Parker, Nicholas Tuig, Thomas Scully, and Nick Carley is the 4 that will be walking through that list. Again, submit. Do not start submitting your top 100s. I've had somebody do that. That's not happening yet. I'm not holding on to that and remembering you're going to be on the show. But when we get closer to that time, we'll announce. I'm actually going to be on the panel. So Kirk's actually going to take in the March show. So thank you guys all for being on. We're under 2 hours. You guys are amazing. You'll all be on another episode. Woohoo. See you next week.
My God, what just happened?
You better lawyer up, asshole. Because I'm not coming back for 30%. I'm coming back for everything.
Get what you fucking deserve!
Turn to your lady friend. Duncan, please return to your lady friend.
Long live the king. Hasta la vista, baby.